Hello students, today we are starting with a new concept, that is allotment of shares. That starts with the meaning. When a company gives shares to an applicant based on the application submitted, it is called as an allotment of shares. So whenever any investor wanted to invest into the equity shares or the preference shares of the company, then accordingly he have to make certain provision related to the application of the shares. So what he will do, he will go to the company, he will get an application form, he will submit the application form, and based on the details, after the verification of the details, each and everything, when the board of directors in the meeting decide that the application submitted by the investor is inappropriate in each and every aspect, then the board of directors will take the final decision related to the allotment of shares to such investors whose detail has been correct or whose detail has been fine up to the company's requirement. So here, whenever any applicant wanted to have a share, he have to submit an application along with some application money, and the verification is been done, and accordingly the shares will be given to such investor. Now there is the definition given to the allotment of shares by the Supreme Court. Here's the definition. uh, the appropriation out of the previously unappropriated capital of the company for a certain number of shares to a person. So here the meaning has been given for both the word, that is appropriate and unappropriate. The meaning of appropriate is to distribute, and meaning of unappropriate is undivided or the whole capital. So here, according to this definition, allotment of share means allocating, that is giving certain number of shares by the board of directors out of the previously unallocated capital of the company to the person who have applied for the shares. So here it says that the number of shares which is undistributed, which is there with the company, and if certain investor wanted to invest into the equity shares of the company, then giving the shares to that particular person out of that undistributed share capital. So here the definition is over. Here again, the company issues a prospectus and application form. Applicant means the subscriber fills the form and submit it with the application money to the company's banker. So here what it does, what is the we can say the procedure need to be followed by the company. The company will issue a prospectus. Prospectus means a booklet in which each and every information related to the company will be mentioned, like name of the company, the business of the company, the nature of the company, the size of the company, the board of directors of the company, the business that the company is doing, last 3 years profit, last profit after the tax, why the company wanted to raise the capital through the equity share, what business and ventures that they are going to do after raising the capital. So each and everything will be mentioned in that particular booklet, which we called it as a prospectus. So here the company will issue the prospectus along with the application form. So one form will also be attached in that prospectus, and accordingly the applicant who wanted to apply for the shares, they will fill the form and they will submit it with the application money to the company's banker. So here the company will not going to collect the money on the equity share, but he will appoint one bank as a banker, and on behalf of the company the banker will collect the amount. So here the application will be submitted by the investor along with some money, which is known as an application money. So he will submit the application form along with the application money to the respective banker. Example, we can take State Bank of India. So the State Bank of India will act as a banker. The board of directors approved the acceptance of such application in the board meeting by passing a resolution. So here the board of director will be called, meeting will be called. The board of director will see whose application is complete and appropriate, and it is full in detail given, and whose application is not appropriate, and according to such things the decision will be taken by the board of directors, and the person who will get the shares, they will be the separate list will be made, and the person those who are not going to get the shares, they will be, the separate list will be prepared for them, those people. So the people who are going to get the shares, a specific letter will be sent from the company to that particular investor, so that they will get informed about from the company that they are going to get the shares. That is known as a letter of allotment. And the people, those who are not going to get any shares from the company because of their application was not appropriate, or because of some legal problems related to their allotment, so they will get a letter of rejection. So accordingly, the board of director, whatever they will decide in their board meeting, that will be conveyed to the investor, those who are going to get the equity share, and the people, those who are not going to get the equity share. Under the Companies Act 2013, following companies have to issue shares in the dematerialized form. So we know very well, dematerialized form means whenever the company issue the shares in an electronic way, it means dematerialized form. So which company have the power to issue the shares in dematerialized form? First one, a company making a public offer in excess of rupees 10 crore. So a company who is making an offer to the general public, if it exceeds rupees 10 crore, then they have to issue the shares in dematerialized form, that is in a soft copy, that is in a computerized manner. Second one, unlisted public companies for its new issue with effect from 10th September 2018. So any public companies are which is unlisted in any of its stock exchange, and the new issue will be there. So from 10th of September 2018, they have to issue the shares in dematerialized form. And third one, such other class or classes of the company as may be prescribed. So both the companies, a company, a public company which is unlisted, as well as any company who is having the capital exceeding rupees 10 crore or any other such provisions related to the company, they have to issue the shares in dematerialized form. Any other company can issue its shares in any form. Also, the company have the freedom to convert its shares into the dematerialized form from at any point of time. So whenever the company have issued the share in a physical form, they have the right and they have the certain provisions, and accordingly the shares can be converted into dematerialized form. Companies issuing the share in dematerialized form have to comply with the provision of the Depositories Act 1996 and the regulations related to it. So whenever the company wanted to issue the shares in dematerialized form, or they want to convert the physical form from physical form into the dematerialized form, they have to follow the provision related to the Depositories Act. Let's see the provision or the condition for the allotment of share. Normally there are two ways through which the company will allot the share. First one is a statutory provision. Statutory provision means a legal provision, and second one is the general principles based on which the shares will be allotted to the investor. So let us start with the first concept, that is the statutory provision related to the issue of shares. First one is the registration of prospectus. So before any offer is being made from the company to the investor related to raising the capital in the form of equity share, they first and foremost, the company secretary, they have to draft the prospectus, in which each and every required detailed information need to be mentioned, and accordingly one copy of the draft prospectus need to be filed with the ROC with the consent fees. So here we can say prospectus is a silent salesman of the company related to the equity shares, and accordingly this need to be drafted by following all the principles, rules and regulations, and accordingly a copy need to be filed. Here some more detailed information has been given. A copy of prospectus must be filed with the registrar of company for registration on before the date of its publication. Publication means the date which is issued. So accordingly on that day or before one day, that need to be filed with the ROC. The prospectus must be signed by every proposed director in case of newly formed company, or the director or this duly authorized person. So accordingly the prospectus is to be drafted, each and every detailed information need to be mentioned, accordingly it should be filed with the ROC, and that could be offered to the general public for inviting the application related to the equity shares. Second one is an application money. The Companies Act states that along with the application form, the applicant has to pay minimum 5% of the nominal amount of the shares. So total face value of the share is rupees 10. So 5% of the nominal amount on the share is somewhere we can say somewhere around 0.5%, 50 paise or 1 rupee, something like that. So we can say 5%, the total face value is rupees 10, 5% of that that minimum face value that need to be paid on an application that is being made by the applicant. So 5% is a minimum amount, but company may charge more than 5% or such other amount specified by SEBI. So Securities and Exchange Board of India, they also specify certain amount, and accordingly they will going to contribute on the application. SEBI has specified for public company the application of money should be minimum 25% of the nominal amount of the share. So SEBI has given a guidelines related to the shares for the public limited company. The minimum amount that they need to get in the form of an application money is somewhere around 25%, minimum 25%. The application money is to be paid in the bank specified by the company. So here the company will appoint a banker who will follow or who will help the company in getting the shares related to the equity share of the company, and accordingly that amount need to be submitted to the concerned bank. Third one is the minimum subscription. Minimum subscription is the minimum amount of shares that must be taken or bought by the subscriber. So here minimum subscription means the minimum. If the company has issued 10,000 shares, then the minimum amount that the company should get out of selling that share is somewhere around we can say 30,000 rupees. So if the company has issued 10,000 shares, then 3,000 shares should be sold out by the company at rupees 10. So is equal to 30,000 rupee will be the minimum subscription amount. That is an example. Okay? Minimum subscription is a minimum amount of share that need to be taken or bought or sold by the company to the applicant or the subscriber of the share. This amount isn't mentioned in the prospectus. So prospectus, in the drafted prospectus, minimum subscription has been also been mentioned by the company. It must be collected within the 30 days from the issue of prospectus. So there is a time limit is there. If the company has issued the prospectus, then within 30 days the company should get this minimum subscription. SEBI has stated the minimum subscription should be 90% of the issue. So we can say whatever the thing is been issued by the whatever the amount of share is been issued by the company, the minimum subscription is 90% of that issued capital. So 10,000 shares the company had issued, so the 90% of 10,000 shares is somewhere around 9,000 shares, and that will be the minimum subscription that the company should get. Usually when a company does not collect the minimum subscription, it means its issue has been undersubscribed. That is, the number of shares applied for is less than the shares offered by the company. So usually there is a condition and the situation which may come is undersubscription of shares. So less number of shares has been purchased by the company than it has been offered by the less number of shares has been purchased by the investor than it has been offered by the company. If second one B, if minimum subscription is not collected within the specified date, the entire amount received as an application money should be returned to the subscriber. So if the company fails to get the minimum subscription within the specified time limit of 30 days, then all the amount that has been collected in the form of an application money should be returned back to the investor within the 15 days of the closure of the issue. To avoid such situation, company may enter into an underwriting agreement with the underwriter. So here there are certain we can say, in order to be at the safer side, the board of directors will take the help of the underwriter, whereas the underwriter will give them the guarantee that whatever the amount of shares has been unsold for the minimum subscription, all those unsold shares will be taken up by the underwriter. So underwriter will come into an agreement with the company, and accordingly the unsold shares will be sold out to the underwriter, and they will provide the capital to the company for the minimum subscription. Fourth point, closing of subscription list. As per the SEBI, the subscription list must be kept open for at least 3 working days and not more than 10 working days. Applicants can apply for shares only when the subscription list is open. So accordingly, as per the SEBI's guidelines, subscription list is been open for 3 days and not more than 10 working days, and accordingly applicants can apply for the shares. Fifth point, basis of allotment. Allotment of share will be on the basis which will be decided for each category of subscribers. So there will be a specific category where the person can apply for the shares, and accordingly the company will decide on what basis they need to get the shares from the company. Allotment will be as per the minimum application size fixed by the company. So if the person apply for 10,000 shares, then it is not it is difficult for the company to allot 10,000 of shares. So we can say on pro rata basis the board of directors will decide on the pro rata basis the shares will be issued to such applicant, and that is called the basis of allotment. Sixth point is oversubscription. Oversubscription means when application received for shares are more than the number of shares offered by the company. So when a company gets more application than what they have offered to the general public for the investment in the equity share, that situation is known as a oversubscription. SEBI does not allow any allotment in excess of the security offered through the offer document or the prospectus. However, it may be permitted to allot not more than 10% of net offer. So here, as per the SEBI guidelines, the company is not allowed to offer the security or issue the security more than it has been specified in the document, that is in the prospectus. So this is the point of oversubscription. Seventh one, permission to deal in the stock exchange. Every company before making a public offer shall apply to one or more recognized stock exchange to seek permission for listing its shares with them. So every company before making it to the general public for coming and investing into the equity shares of the company, they have to get the permission from the stock exchange, and their shares will be listed within that with that stock exchange. So if the company is in Mumbai, so Bombay Stock Exchange is the recognized stock exchange, and that shares need to be listed in such stock exchange. The prospectus shall mention the name of the stock exchange and the fact that an application for permission to list in the stock exchange has been made by the company. So if it is not if the company before the allotment has not listed its shares, then a statement need to be mentioned by the board of directors in the prospectus that we had made make an application for the permission regarding the listing of shares with the concerned stock exchange, and we hope that we will get the permission from the stock exchange. So accordingly the statement should be made, and that need to be done before the shares need to be sold out to the ultimate investors. 8.1 appointment of managers to issue and various others agencies. So here company has to appoint one or more merchant banker to act as a manager to the public issue. It also has to appoint registrar to the issue, collecting banker, underwriter to the issue, and broker to the issue, self-certified syndicate bank, advertising agencies, and etc. So here the company have to appoint various other people to the concerned allotment of shares, so that the procedure of allotment of share, collection of application money, grievances that may be there related to the company or the investor, that need to be sorted out in a proper manner, and accordingly the shares should be sold out to the ultimate investors. So that is known as the appointment of managers. So I hope that you all are very much clear about all the 8 points related to the statutory provision of allotment of share. Let us see the next provision, that is the general principle. These are the rules that a company must follow in addition to the provision of the companies also. There are certain rules are given, accordingly the company have to follow, and we can say the valid allotment of shares could be done. The first one is a proper authority. The board of directors or the allotment committee set up by the board has the authority to allot. So here the board of directors has the power, as well as the allotment committee, which has been decided by the board of directors, even they have the power to allot the certain class or category of shares to the investor. Next one, allotment must be against the application only. So if any particular person does not fill the application form, and if he wanted to have the equity share, then such allotment of share will be null and void. That means it is not affect with the legal provision, and accordingly the shares will not be allotted. A company cannot allot company can allot shares only if it is it has received a written application for the shares from an applicant. Okay. Third one, reasonable time. As per the Act, allotment shall be done within 60 days of the receipt of application money. Allotment can be made from the 5th day from the date of the issue of prospectus. So, as per the allotment, as per that, allotment of shares shall be made within 60 days, and we can say on the 5th day they can start issue the shares from the issue of prospectus. So application money, if they got the application money, and if the application form is incomplete in each and every aspects and manner, accordingly the company can start issuing the shares. So reasonable time within which the company have to issue the share is total 60 days. Fourth one, absolute and unconditional allotment. Shares should be allotted on the same terms as stated in the prospectus and the application form. So, while allotment of shares is there are certain provisions and certain rules and regulation and terms and condition is being written on an application money, and same thing will also been mentioned in the prospectus, and accordingly the shares will be issued. No changes in the terms, condition, allotment or the new condition cannot be added at the time of allotment. So, the company and all the people those who are concerned with the allotment of shares, they are not have any authority to make any alteration changes after the terms and condition is been finalized or after the allotment of share is been done. The next one, communication. Company has to inform the applicant that shares have been allotted to him by sending a letter of allotment or allotment advice. This letter gives detail of number of shares allotted and the amount of money that need to be paid. So accordingly the person, those who are going to get the shares from the company, they need to be communicated by sending a letter of allotment, and the people those who are not going to get the shares, they also need to be communicated by the company by the letter of regret. So accordingly all the people need to get informed, and the people those who are going to get the shares, they also need to be informed about the allotment of money and further the things what they have to do related to the allotment of shares. Sixth one, allotment should be not in contravention, or that is violation of any rules. For example, if the allotment of share has been done, the management, the people those who are concerned with the allotment of shares, they have to see to it that no rules and regulations should violate. A company cannot sell the shares by violating or contradiction any other existing laws. That is, example given here, shares cannot be sold to the minor. So a minor is not a appropriate person, he cannot take the decision related to the shares of the company. So if the share has been issued to the minor, it is null and void. So each and everything need to be taken into the consideration for the allotment of shares to the company. Let us see the next concept, that is the procedure for allotment of shares. Allotment of shares means distributing the shares to those applicants who have submitted a written application along with the application money, and we are going to see the procedure related to the allotment of shares. The first one is an appointment of allotment committee. Before the thing is to be finalized, the board of directors have to appoint a allotment committee consisting of a few members among the board of directors, so that they can decide and they can follow each and every provision, rules, regulation, and accordingly the things will be carried out related to the allotment of shares by this committee. Even this committee also have the right related to the issue of shares. Let's see something more written here. When the subscription list is closed, the secretary informs the board of directors to make the preparation for the list of allotment. So after the subscription days are over, the secretary will inform the board of directors, accordingly the allotment of shares will be made. So here, if the issue is par, subscribed or undersubscribed, the board can do the allotment of share. If the shares is been issued, if it is been subscribed at par, for example, if the 10,000 share has been issued and the subscription is also been done for the 10,000 share, then the board of directors have the power to issue the share. If the share is been offered to the general public is somewhere around 10,000, and if the under subscription is been done, for example 10,000 shares has been issued and if 7,000 shares has been subscribed, then also the board of directors have the power to issue the shares. So if the subscription of the share is at par. If the subscription of the share is been undersubscribed, then in both the condition the board of director have the power to issue the share. The board can do the allotment of share, but if the issue is oversubscribed, for example, if the company has issued 10,000 shares and the application that has been received by the company somewhere around for 25,000 shares, then in this particular situation the board of director have to appoint a allotment committee to undertake the work of allotment. So accordingly the board of director will form a committee constituting some members among the board of director. They will take the decision related to the allotment of share. The allotment committee will decide on the basis of allotment of share and submitted the report to the board of directors. So there can be a pro rata basis, and accordingly the board of director will suggest and the shares will be allotted to such investors. Next one, hold board meeting to decide basis of allotment. So here the board meeting is to be held to approve the allotment formula that has been suggested by the allotment committee. The representative of SEBI is also present when the allotment committee prepares an allotment formula. So SEBI person will also be there, a member from the SEBI will be there, and accordingly the committee that has been formed related to the issue of share, they will decide certain formula. On the basis of the formula, the share is been given or allotted to the member. If the shares are listed, the formula has to be also approved by the authorities of the concerned stock exchange. So once the share has been listed, the formula which has been suggested by the allotment committee, that need to be approved by the SEBI. Once the allotment formula is approved, the application and allotment list is made. This list contains the name of the allottee, that is applicants who will be allotted the shares. The list has to be signed by the chairman and the secretary. Next one, pass the board resolution for the allotment. As we know very well, whenever certain decision has been taken in the board of directors, each and every decision need to be passed by passing a specific resolution related to such decision, and then the company secretary and all the concerned people can implement such decision related to the board of directors. At the board meeting, resolution is passed to allot shares. The resolution also authorizes the secretary to issue letter of allotment and the regret letter. Accordingly, the people need to get the shares. The people who are going to get the shares, they will get the letter of allotment, and the people those who have not got the shares, they get the letter of regret. The secretary has to send the letter of allottees, that is the applicants whose name appear in the application and allotment list. The secretary has to send letter of regret to those to whom the shares have not been issued. Along with the letter of regret, the application money is also been refunded by attaching a refund order with the letter of regret. A company which issues shares in electronic mode does not issue allotment letter to individual applicant. Company inform the representative depository, that is NSDL and CDSL. NSDL and CDSL are the two depositories, and accordingly these depositories will act to issue the shares in the dematerialized form. It provides the depository with the details of the applicant who have been allotted the shares and the number of shares, etc., and various other details. Next point, collection of allotment money. The letter of allotment states the money to be paid by the applicant on the allotment of shares. So here the letter that have to be issued from the company to the investor, in that specified amount has been mentioned, that will be given to the concerned investor from the investor to the company, and accordingly that amount need to be collected. The money has to be paid in the bank specified by the company within the stipulated time. So accordingly the provision is been made, and the investor have to pay such money along with the application, along with the allotment of shares. Next one, arrangements relating to the letter of reunification. An applicant who has been allotted the shares can renounce the shares in the favor of another person. So this can be done by the investor. They have the right. The applicant has to fill up form of reunification and submit it with the original copy of the letter of allotment to the company, and after the approval from the board of directors, secretary enters the name of a new allottee in the application and allotment list. So accordingly, the person can exercise his power of reunification, means the shares should be transferred in the favor of another person, which could be maybe say his or her friends or his relatives or some other directly indirectly related to this particular investors. Next one, arrangements relating to splitting of allotment letter. Sometimes the applicant who has been allotted shares can request for splitting of allotment shares. Splitting means putting the shares in one or more name. So if there are 2 or 3 people are the co-owners of that particular share, then such things could be done. After getting the approval, the board of directors of the board for the splitting, the secretary enters the detail of the split in the list of split allotment. Secretary has to also issue split letter, and accordingly that need to be conveyed from the company to the investor. Next one, file return of allotment. Secretary has to file a return of allotment with the registrar of company within 30 days from the allotment of share. So when the allotment of share has been done, a copy need to be filed with the specific ROC within 30 days, so that they came to know that yes, the company have followed each and every provision, rules and laws, and accordingly the shares has been allotted. The return of allotment contains the detail of the allotment of share, including the name, address of the allottee, value of shares that has been allotted, amount that need to be paid or payable to each shares, etc. All these details should be there. And the last point is prepare register of member and the issue share certificate. The secretary has to enter the name of all those applicants who have paid the allotment money in the register of member. Okay, and the secretary also has to prepare the share certificate and distribute it to all the member within 2 months and the allotment of share. So accordingly, the secretary need to make the provision related to preparing the list of those applicant, preparing the list of the register for those member who have been allotted the share. Accordingly, the share certificate need to be prepared, and that need to be signed and sealed by the company stamp, and it need to be distributed within 2 months to all the people, those who have got the shares from the company. In case of shares held in electronic form, the entries of the applicant are made by the depository, that is NSDL and CDSL. So here we have completed the concept of procedure of allotment of share. I hope that you have got all the idea related to the general provision of allotment of shares. If you have any doubt, please call me. Thank you.